ahoy! This is Harry Hansen reminding you to like and subscribe to the show on YouTube by going to youtube.com at the Lager Room 5111 and clicking subscribe. Or just go to youtube.com and search for the Lager Room. Either way, it's as easy as falling off a log. Thanks a bundle.
Jimmy Jungle, well, I took it through a dribble. But now you're going to slobber and you're crying in the middle of a job like Benihana. Hatchy, hooky, boogie, mozzarella, itchy poo. Reading around the collar, heavy petting up the shoe. You're eating for lasagna on Wonder Woman with Madonna. Baklava.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Get On With It Sports Show. It is Wednesday, August the 13th, 2025. Jersey Johnny coming at you with me, as always, is none of the Mr. Radio Pete and Mr. Harry Lugnutz. Say hello, gents.
Hello, gents.
Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday the 13th.
Happy Wednesday the 13th. Folks, it is our 200th show.
Damn.
200 of these we've done. And we would be at almost 250 had we not decided to go every other week. So
you're welcome.
So you're welcome. Yeah.
So you're welcome. So you are welcome.
We have not exposed you to another 50 or so shows.
200
episodes.
episodes.
Out of the kindness of our heart.
12 viewers.
No, we got more people. Well, we got more people listening than that. We have more people viewing than 12, but we definitely have more people listening than that.
Sure.
I gotta love this. This is lovely. I turned on because I have notes on this one over here, and this on my laptop. I put it up over here because the show's running over here. And I turned this on. This is I use Apple. We all know this, right? But this is a PC, right? This is a Lenovo laptop that I have a monitor over here for. And I turned it on, and it decided to update. Didn't even ask me if I wanted it to. Nope, just time to update.
Gotta love the PC.
Yep, gotta love it. But anyway, enough about that. So how are you two fine gents on this lovely evening? We just started. A huge thunderstorm just rolled through. We just finished right before Pete, you and I jumped on, before Harry jumped on with us. But how are you? Like I said, how are you two gents on this fine evening?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Right.
Harry, I heard you hit a little traffic a little while ago.
Yeah.
Scintillating. I mean, you're so thrilled about the fact that you were sitting in the traffic that you want to talk about it so much. But
well, I will say this: if you, I don't know, what is the rush hour traffic in Denver like?
It just depends. It's not New York, but it's it's not Biloxi either.
So, quick story: a number of years ago, we were going to Toronto to visit my wife's family, but her passport had expired. My wife's passport had expired. So we couldn't go to Connecticut and couldn't get an appointment in New York because we were leaving in a couple of days. So we ended up driving to Rochester.
You need a passport for Connecticut now?
No. Connecticut has a passport office where you can go.
You need a passport to get out of Connecticut.
Right, where you can get it in one. You can get it one day there. So,
right.
So we ended up going to Rochester, and then my wife drove to Binghamton, where they also have an office where you can get it in one day. And they had appointments. So she left at like 6 a.m. or whatever. And she said the rush hour traffic was like 8 cars.
Mm.
That was just, no, not Binghamton. Sorry, Buffalo.
Buffalo.
I think.
Most of this was construction related.
I was going to say, because you said Binghamton, I was like 8 cars. That's a lot for Binghamton.
Yeah. So it must have been Binghamton. She said, "Yeah, this is the greatest rush hour I've ever been in." So if you hate rush hour traffic, move way the hell up in northwest New York State.
I mean, you guys know parts of New York and New Jersey are horrible. I would say at its worst, LA is right up there. Atlanta and Seattle are probably the worst traffic cities I've been in.
But now does Denver's
not great, but yeah.
Does it have like an everyday? It's bad
Yeah.
during the certain hours. Yeah, just like anywhere else. Yeah.
It just doesn't have the infrastructure that it needs. But instead, we're going to put up plastic pylons for bicycles and cut down car lanes for buses no one uses. But hey, whatever works.
Well, it's a very American city.
There's government at its best.
Welcome to America. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait till you don't get high-speed rail.
Right. Well, I would like low-speed rail. That would be great. Just any speed. How about just low-speed traffic? I mean, there's no reason for the traffic. That's what's frustrating about it. Yeah. Anyway,
Gotcha.
I saw some new roads that I hadn't been on in my 30+ years of being here. So
There you go.
Wow. There you go. Always exploring.
That's right. The suburbs of Denver.
A gentleman that you actually graduated with.
Oh boy, here we go. Here's where we lose everyone.
He actually coined a phrase. I don't know if he coined it, but he said it a lot. How do you beat boredom? And the answer is adventure.
With a whip.
So, well, that too. Well, that's yours, I think. But anyway, enough about that. I think it's only fitting that we start off our 200th episode with the way we start off every episode. And
I think I know what you're referring to.
you think I know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, a little bit.
What would that be? Let's see.
Yes,
Meme of the week.
indeed. Meme of the week. You know what? You love it. You can't wait for it. Harry hates it, which is why we do it.
Mhm.
So,
We would have stopped a long time ago if he liked it.
See you later.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me when we get to actual sports on the sports podcast.
Any minute now. Oh, I forgot to stop the
Anyway.
timer, so we'll have no idea how long it takes us to get to the.
That's it.
Fantastic.
So what time it started. So-
Anyway, sort of a two-parter today. One meme,
Oh.
2 photos. So let's get right to it. All right, so here we are in your local Walgreens in the sexual wellness section, which I don't think they even have that in my CVS. But what sort of products are there in the sexual wellness section? Hand, wrist, and thumb support.
Very nice.
So, and you can see there, some of the shelves are a little bit empty. So
Well,
I don't know what else they have there. I really don't think I want to know, but that is the the sexual wellness section of your
sexual
local
wellness section
Walgreens.
of it.
And I don't know what town this is in, but there looks like there's a lot of lonely guys.
It does. That's well. I mean, don't pigeonhole it. No pun intended.
It could
But,
be lonely
which-
women too. Yeah.
It could be lonely women too. Exactly. Because they wrist. I can see wrist support. Hand support too, but depending on what they're doing. But anyway,
Well, the thumb support, I think that's sort of
that's a given.
that's
a
the
given.
giveaway.
I got to tell you, that is a shocker. That is a shocker. So.
Well, again, at least get there wherever this is. Get there now before they completely run out.
Exactly. Yeah, they're almost out now.
Yeah, they're down
only-
to half a
only few
dozen or
left.
so. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go. Meme of the week.
Name of the week.
The
Which-
wrist support.
The wrist support, which of course, meme of the week brought to you proudly by Poorly Made Memes from Alberta, Mexico. Poorly Made Memes. We do memes so bad. Are you? And you can see some of their fine work there. I wouldn't recommend trying to scan that
QR code.
the barcode there, or whatever that thing is called.
QR code.
God only knows if it'll work, and if it does work, you probably don't want to see what it's gonna.
You know what? Here's the thing. I'm not gonna click it. I'm just gonna see if it does work.
Yeah, I don't even
Nope.
think it's gonna.
No,
Yeah,
it's not. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Well, they are called poorly made memes. So
Poorly make QR codes as well. There you go.
yeah, poorly made QR codes. That's a subsidiary of
Yeah,
the
poorly made.
poorly made conglomerate. So, so there we go.
Poorlymade.com. There you go.
Yeah,
Poorlymade.com. i.e. built for tough.
There you go.
That's just
All
a
right.
joke.
I know. Yes, it is. On that note, really quick, aside note to your point on that meme. Not even kidding about it. This isn't a joke. This is the honest truth. I had to go buy some Benadryl, allergy stuff. Whatchamacallit, probably about a month ago or so, maybe a little bit longer. And the aisle in the CVS over here that has them has one of those sexual wellness or
it's a CVS.
CVS, yeah, has it in that same aisle. So on the when I walked into the aisle, I walk in. I'm like, as I walk in, there it is right there. As I had to go down to the Benadryl, but I see it. I'm like, what the hell's that? And I look down. You will not believe some of the products that are available in CVS. I mean, straight out,
Are there any electrically powered products? Yeah.
Yep. And non-electrical ones too.
Yeah. The old faithful. Well, look, this, I guess you could say this is a sign that maybe we're, getting over our Puritan ethic about sex and being more accepting of it. But still, if you have young children, make sure you distract them when you go in the drugstore until you get past the sexual wellness section.
It wasn't even in like what's the word I'm looking for? Like
a back room separated by a curtain.
Or not even that, but like it wasn't even like not concealed but inconspicuous packaging. They were right there. There's a dildo right there, and all different shit.
Well, listen, if you're
for both men and women too. So if you think about what I'm talking
about,
that's
only fair. If you're going to a WNBA game, you might want to stop by the CVS and
but
in case you want to throw something onto the court.
CVS is putting.
I don't think CVS has green dildos.
I don't know. I guess CVS is trying to put the adult emporiums out of business.
Oh, good for them.
Are they? Is that stuff locked up too, like everything else in CVS?
No, not behind lock and key.
No.
Pick it up, bring it to the counter.
You can't buy Benadryl in case you're going to make meth out of it,
right.
but you can buy marital aids or
exactly.
Yeah, those massage wands, right? Which are
it's all massaging. It's just for
strictly
personal
for massaging your neck. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
All right. Anyway, on to sports.
On to sports. There we go. That's what it is.
What do we want to start with today?
Well, we should probably briefly talk about NFL because we're going to be getting into that over the next few. Our next show after this should be leave it on baseball. We should probably talk about NFL tonight, but let's start with baseball. If for no other reason, Mr. Polar Bear broke Darryl
put the straw man in second place.
In second place. Yeah, Darryl Strawberry. Going into last night, Pete Alonso was tied with Darryl Strawberry at 252 home runs, and he hit 253 and number 254 last night against the Braves. As the Mets rolled over the Braves, was it 15-5 or something like that?
Yeah, I changed it. I was flipping back and forth, and I saw it was like 13-4 or something, and I went, yeah, I probably don't have to watch the last couple innings of this one.
I think we're safe with this one. Yeah, they needed that win last night. They've lost like 75 straight. So
yeah, what is the Mets' deal here? I mean, a slump is a slump, but
Mets and the Yankees, both of them, just
Yeah, and we talked about this like a month ago, right? In the middle of July, and we were saying it was shit to bedtime.
Well, but, you know what? I mean, it's timely hitting. They clearly had it last night, but they were beaten up on a rough Atlanta team, which is shocking to begin with, right? But the the pitching was their cornerstone in the beginning of the season. They had the best pitching staff in baseball in April and May.
So did the Yankees.
Yeah, that's true. Yankees had really,
and it just I guess that's a testament to the fact that it's very difficult to keep the best pitching staff that starts out the season all the way through to the playoffs.
Mediocre pitching is always going to be better in the beginning of the season than it is at the end.
Right.
So you're saying the Mets and the Yankees had mediocre pitching?
Well, I think for the Yankees, it was injuries. For the Mets, I've been saying this since the preseason. I mean, the Mets' weakness, I've always thought, has been their starting pitching. The Yankees, when Cole goes down and Fried seems to be a different pitcher now. Last night, Rodon got, pitched 7 innings, but the Yankees starting and the Mets starting pitching is since May has been miserable. I mean, I don't know. The Yankees are floating around a 5 ERA with, I think they've had 2 starting pitchers get into the 7th inning. The Mets haven't been much better. Now that with the Mets, you didn't really expect it. It was sort of an unexpected, I think, performance by them in the first month and a half, 2 months of the season. And they've drifted back down to earth. And both their bullpens have both had injuries and have not performed the way that they were expected to, because they've both been asked to pitch phenomenal amounts of innings. And there's no Sparky Lyles or Goose Gossages or Mike Stantons anymore on either team. Yeah, nobody can pitch a back-to-back game.
Yeah, comes in and pitches a couple. Yeah, well, listen, the only kind of the difference was when the Yankees were getting some good pitching, they weren't getting any hits. The Mets offense has been, maybe a little bit more consistent, but you're right. They're the Yankees
offense, when you look at the stats, you're like, oh, okay. But then you look at it, but you're right. They're miserable in 1-run or close games. They're horrible in extra inning games, and they rely too much on the home run. No, last night they lit it up, but who knows what will happen today once the rain stops in the Bronx, and they should be beating the Twins. They should have won the series against the Rangers. They did not. They should have won the series against the Astros. They did not. The problem I have with the Yankees, more so than the Mets, is the Yankees cannot beat teams that are 500 or better. They just can't. I think the Mets at times can. They're also very inconsistent. I think the Mets missed an opportunity to go out and get a starter. I think they need a starter. I think they did an okay job at the bullpen. They have a reliable closer, at least way more reliable than what the Yankees had for the majority of the season. We'll see.
They still have Clay Holmes starting, though.
The Mets and the Yankees are right there with the Colorado Rockies since the middle of May. They're not good. The Yankees are, I think, since May 13th, are a 500 baseball team. And they are miserable against American League East opponents, and they can't beat anybody good. And they'll have a game where they'll score 12 runs and everybody will get excited, but they just can't piece it together. And look, the injuries for the Yankees have killed them. Clark Schmidt going down is horrible. Luis Gil is back, but he's not the same, rookie of the year that he was last year. I'm concerned about Max Fried. He's a good pitcher, but he's not great like he was. I don't know what's going on with him.
Well, he kind of has a history of fading a little bit later in the season too, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to, it's a situation where, nobody's going 7, but maybe you don't want him to go more than 5
we've got almost a third of the season left. So, I mean, it's
right. And the Yankees have we're going to talk a little bit later in.
They have a weak schedule, but that can change.
Their September schedule is interesting, so we're gonna we're gonna look into that. But John, let me ask you this: speaking of starting pitchers, if he's still out there, I think he is. How about Marcus Stroman?
No.
Nope, don't want him again.
Nope.
I don't think he would come back. Well, I mean, he'd come back if they offered him enough money and no one else did.
Can I ask you guys a question, because you know Stroman better than I do, and I had a question with Stroman last year and why the Yankees had him on the roster for the postseason and didn't use him. Look, Marcus Stroman's going to give you 5 innings. He's going to give up between 3 and 5 runs. Okay, he's consistent.
And he might give you 6. He has a bit of a reputation as an innings eater, maybe not quite so much as a few years ago.
Not so much anymore.
But if you can get consistent 5 in that range, you'll take that.
So Mike, is there something with his personality where he just rubs everybody the wrong way? Because I think that's got to be it. Because
that's exactly it.
Going to Nestor Cortez
those of you
in the World
to
Series,
the audio, I was shaking my head. Yes,
to Marcus Stroman. The logical looking at it from my standpoint, Stroman's not their worst option, and if he was able to become a middle reliever,
that's exactly what I was going to say. Stroman, not a starter, long relief.
Yeah, but the thing is that The Yankees and Mets less so. The Yankees definitely. The Yankees will have a starter go 5, and then they'll rely on 4 pitchers to get to the end of the game. Sometimes 5 if it goes extra innings or somebody shits the bed. And 3 out of those 4 or 4 out of those 5 will have innings where they don't give up a run, and one of those guys, namely Devin Williams, will give up 3 or 4 runs. And it's so frustrating because if you could get that starter through the 5th, even if it's 5 2/3 or 6 and if you can get him into the 7th, it changes everything, because now maybe you can start to use guys back to back, especially if you can hold them to 1 inning. I don't know. The Yankees have had some excellent performances from relief pitchers over the years. They just aren't getting it. De Los Santos is probably their best, most consistent, and he almost got sent down. Luke Weaver, since that injury, he's good, but he's not lights out. And Williams is, I don't know. I think the Yankees have to make a really hard decision, and if I was the manager of the New York Yankees, unless I was down by 7 runs and I had to get somebody in there to eat up innings, I would not be using Devin Williams at all.
Gotcha. Yeah, the greater the number of pitchers you put on the mound, the greater the chance that one of them is going to have some sort of a blow up or whatever. And of course, if you can, like you said, if you can get a guy who just needs to come in for those last 2 outs of the 5th, or the last out in the 5th, and then maybe the first and second out of the 6th, and then maybe we're going to take him out because of a matchup or something like that, instead of having guys come in and throwing, more than you want them to throw, because, in case you want to use them the next day. So you go, well, now we can't, and it has to do with the number of pitches, more than the number of outs. But if you're only asking them to get 2 outs, then they might be able to get through in a number of pitches.
Well, the thing is they got to face 3 batters now.
Yeah.
So, that's a big change in the game, and I get it. I'm not totally opposed to it. The Yankees have blown a lot of games, and when you look at the recipe for what that is, it's typically one guy who does not perform well. It's not like, 3 relief pitchers gave up 1 run or 2 runs each. It's they're getting the performances out of these guys, and then somebody blows the game.
Right.
And
because you got 4 guys going.
And the worst thing you could do is tie it back up and go into extra innings, because they just don't win in extra innings. They just don't. They don't know how to do it. It's because they can't get a fly ball. They can hit fly balls to the warning track all day long. Austin Wells, and he's amazing at hitting fly balls to the warning track, but he can't do it when he's at bat with a runner on second or third. I don't get it. There's major glaring weaknesses in the bottom of their lineup, and they don't know the fundamentals of baseball. And I don't know. I think you have to make a big change. I think the best thing that can happen to the Yankees is 2 things. Either they get their shit together and go on a heater, or they don't make the playoffs. And if they don't make the playoffs, you need to bring in a new manager. And guess what? That new manager needs to ruffle some feathers. And if Jazz Chisholm doesn't like it, he can go fuck off.
He can
Well,
go
you
back
heard it
to
here,
obscurity.
folks. You heard it here, right here.
All right.
Because you know what?
So,
if you're standing between first and second on a fly ball and you forget where you're at, you're not playing for a week.
Yeah.
So this last segment that we've been doing is the antithesis and the epitome, I should say, not antithesis, epitome of get on with it, right? Because I brought up Pete Alonso breaking Darryl Strawberry's record, and we got all the way to Devin Williams.
Well, we had to get our Yankee stuff in. And
by the way, let me ask you guys a really simple question: how many home runs does Pete Alonso have to get to get a sniff the Hall of Fame?
I think if he hits 4, he'll get there, and I think he can do that.
So let me ask you this: do you think Giancarlo Stanton, who's got what now 400? What did he just hit? His 440th?
Yeah, Giancarlo Stanton will go to the Hall of Fame, but
okay,
he might not be a first ballot. He might.
How old is he now?
47. Yeah, he looks like he's 47. Actually, he looks like he's 27. He runs like he's 67.
Right.
Well, look, if he gets to 500, he's in. right? Everybody
Yeah.
gets to 500
but
is in.
he's got to
But I think
change
if
his
he-
name back. He's got to change his name back to Mike to get into the Hall of Fame. Though. That's the only thing.
Pete Alonso needs to change his name back to Mike.
No,
To
Giancarlo
Mike
Stanton.
Piazza.
No, Mike. Well, Giancarlo Stanton was Mike Stanton when he first
Yeah,
came up.
yeah.
So.
Well, Mike Stanton was relief pitcher for the Yankees.
I know,
too.
but well, that's why I changed his name to Giancarlo Stanton.
So yeah, but
Well,
he
not
could
for the
probably get
Yankees,
to
but
like
for the Marlins.
470 if he 475. Pretty close.
I mean, the way he's been hitting, he's had he played the whole season based on what he's doing now, he's a 124 RBI guy.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. He's got to play enough so that he can get those numbers. Because if he's a little too shy to make some voters comfortable, and they're going to look and they go, he was hurt all the time. How can you be a Hall of Famer if you.
Giancarlo Stanton is 35 years old right now. He's going to be
35.
He's going to be 36 in November.
So he'll get to 500 and he'll be in, no question.
I still feel more
And I
comfortable
think-
with him shagging fly balls in right field than I do with Jason Dominguez in left field.
Speaking of shagging, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Now, back to what I was saying. Now, to your point, I do think Pete Alonso can make the Hall of Fame. I do. And on that note, too, he is now obviously the most prolific home run hitter in Mets history, surpassing Darryl Strawberry. I don't see how Steve Cohen does not retain him, because he's going to opt out of this contract after this year, especially after doing what he's doing. So
yeah,
lock him up, make him a Met for life. Do you get it to the point? And hopefully there's a World Series or two to go along with that before he's done. We'll see. Obviously, time will tell. But hopefully one day, he will be in the Hall of Fame, and we'll be putting the number 20 up in the rafters too. So
and it should be an easy decision. Let's not have a repeat of last year. Are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Are they go test the market or whatever?
Well, look what happened to him in his play last year. I mean, he was down a little bit. He had a mediocre year, a decent year for anybody else, but not for him. So that's why he was like they were letting him test the market. But there's no testing the market this year. Sign him, because somebody else will, and it's probably going to be Mr. Brian Cashman over in the Bronx.
Yeah, and look, it's Uncle Steve, and Uncle Steve's got money, and he's not willing to go maybe completely gangbusters, but you're talking about one of, if not the most popular player on the team right now. You were proven right by re-signing him. You look at what he's doing this year, and you want to keep him around for most of, if not the rest of his entire rest of his career.
Absolutely.
So it should be a pretty easy decision.
It should be a decision. So
let me just say this about the Mets. I've said this in the past. I've said I don't care if they grab a hold first and hang on to it for the whole season. As long as they're in the mix for the playoffs or hanging around 5 games out going into tonight's play, makes me a little bit nervous. I'd like to see them 2 to 3, maybe behind the Phillies. But again, they are still in the hunt for the wild card.
Well, yeah, they're 2 games up on the Reds right now for the last wild card spot. And not only that, here's the thing. There's still over a month and a half of baseball to play, right? And just because the Mets, if they, first of all, they can't continue to slump. If they continue to slump, they're done, right? But as long as they turn it around and at least play semi-average, maybe slightly above average baseball, and anything can happen. If Phillies go on, 2 minor losing streaks, those 5 games are gone, and the Mets are right back in it.
Yeah, well, I think they only have. I think I heard they only have 3 games left against the Phillies, so you can make up some ground there. I'm not sure.
You can make up a little ground there, yeah, exactly.
But I mean, do you look at this slump from the standpoint of, well, hey, they're still in the wild card hunt, and they're 5 games back, as bad as they've been playing. So, like what you just said, they can't play this poorly for the rest of the season. Or do you look at it and go, well, maybe they were a little bit overrated, and they did shore up their bullpen at the trade deadline, but maybe this is who they are. And, if they don't start playing at least a little bit better, then maybe they're not going to be a lock for the wild card, and they're not going to have a chance to get close to the Phillies. I'm not counting on the Phillies going on. If you're talking a couple of slumps, like maybe losing
2 or 3 here and 3 or 4
4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6 a couple times over the next month and a half,
6 weeks, 7 weeks,
maybe. But I wouldn't think it's going to be any more than that. They're certainly not going to.
No. That's all I mean.
So,
That's all I mean. Pick up a few games here and a couple games there, and then win the series, even if it's just 2-1 when they play them, and then they're right there. But
just cement
look,
yourself in the playoffs.
The Mets made it to the NLCS last year as a wild card team. So
yeah,
I think
it doesn't matter whether you're division.
I think the Mets are going to be a wild card team again. I don't see them passing the Phillies.
Yeah, I don't unless they turn it around and they really are what they were early, and that was not a mirage, and they returned to that form. That's possible, but it's hard to say. Maybe they are who they are right now, and not so much who they were in the first.
They did make a pitching move today. They're bringing up one of the rookie kids to pitch, have a start on Saturday because they decided to move Mr. Montas to the bullpen.
Not Clay Holmes.
Yeah, surprising.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Well, good.
All
good
right.
for them.
Well, there you go. There
Stupidity. You go. Can we talk about a couple other things really quickly?
Sure.
Mariners,
Astros.
Mariners, Astros tied going into tonight's action. The Mariners made some moves. Astros got Correa back from the Twins. And Mariners are coming for the Astros. You might be right, Harry. The Astros might win it. Might win the division, might hold them off. But it's now officially a real race.
Right. Well, I think that when you look at teams post the trade deadline, obviously, there's no denying that the Seattle Mariners have made the biggest improvements to their team. I think you've got to put the Phillies maybe there as well. Toronto, Boston, okay. But Seattle's the hottest team in baseball right now.
Yeah.
And
no.
Other than Milwaukee. Other than Milwaukee, Seattle's the hottest team in baseball. But what I'm saying, what I meant to say is they're the hottest.
Milwaukee
I think they've made the biggest change in their playoff chances post
trade deadline.
Post trade deadline. Is Milwaukee real, or is this the Brewers that we see all the time? Now, obviously, they're even better than the Brewers have been. But the Brewers have consistently been a team that's won the National League Central and then not gotten out of the first or second round of the playoffs.
They have.
They
are killing it right now. They beat up.
They're really good. They're plus 159. They've won 12 in a row.
12 in a row. Paul Skeens is one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball, and they shellacked him yesterday.
They've
Look,
been kind of the National League version of the Twins.
Yeah.
Looking great during the regular season, then fizzling out in the playoffs.
Sure, historically, but the Twins, also won I think 2 World Series during that time too.
87 and 91,
34 years ago.
Yeah, it still counts.
Still counts.
Yeah, I think that I think that the American League has teams that there's a bunch of teams that are going to are going to give the Yankees a hard time to hold on to that wild card spot. I don't feel necessarily the same way with the wild card standings in the National League. Look, Houston and Boston right now are the wild card teams. Seattle's overtaken Houston, technically. The Yankees are 1 game up on Cleveland. Cleveland's 8-2 in their last 10. And they're, and they're 4 up on Texas, which I think is sliding a little bit. They're only 4.5 up on the Royals. And, the Royals are a team that they're right at 500, maybe a game under. I don't know. They're one of those teams that if they get hot, I don't necessarily want to play them in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Reds, another team that I thought would be way better than what they are right now, have been playing decent baseball. I think they're the one team that could give the Mets a shot, but I don't see 2 or 3 teams really chasing the Mets. I think you're going to see two teams easy chasing the Yankees. And if I had to bet, I don't think either of those teams have a chance of winning their division. I feel better about the Mets holding on to a wild card spot than the Yankees.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah. You're right, because they got the Cubs and the Reds. that are a game better or a game worse, at least in the win column, than the Mets. The Marlins, surprising, not that they're a threat, but the fact that they're within rock throwing distance of 500. I don't think anybody was necessarily thinking, or at least I was. I don't want to speak for anybody else, but and listen, the other thing I wanted to bring up was my Padres.
Yeah.
Out west. Now, I don't know. I mean, look, I don't think we should ever, like the Dodgers, like we might be saying about the Mets, well, are they as good as they were early, or is this who really they were and they were playing over their heads early? I don't think we really need to question, are the Dodgers any good? But the Padres made some moves.
The Dodgers are not great.
Too. No, they're not.
They're hurt. They're hurt. But the Padres made some moves too, and it's helped. But the Dodgers are still going to be a wild card team, I think, unless they completely collapse. But and there's no one else in that division. There's no one else in that division. They're a wild card team right now.
Right, that's what I mean. I think that's they will either be a division winner or a wild card team. There's no one else in that division that's going to challenge for it. So
right, there you go. All right,
well, we'll see.
We'll see.
A month and 2 weeks or whatever. So. Good stuff.
Good stuff. I have a major league, an MLB. Where is it? There it is. I have an MLB question of the week.
Oh, question of the week.
Question of the week. There we go. Do we have a graphic for question of the week?
No, it's not just a quickie.
It's not just a quickie. Got one of those too. It just got
okay. Cool. Well, let's do it. No, I don't have a graphic for question of the week. Damn it.
Okay. Question of the week.
I knew I forgot something.
All good.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Where are we? Okay. With Pete Alonso breaking Darryl Strawberry's record, it's got me thinking about home run records and such, and length of records stability, if you will. And it's really, I'll ask you this then. So of a single season home run record, a team single season home run record, what should we call it? A team's in and of itself home run record, and then so on. Where do you think that would stand? I'll give you this: Roger Maris hit 61 home runs in 61. That record stood for as long as it did. The Yankees in 1961, same year, hit 240 team home runs. How long did that record stand? The St. Louis Cardinals, the 2000 St. Louis Cardinals, as a team, hit 235 home runs, just keeping it of themselves, though, right? Like, when did they break their own record? And then, of course, Pete Alonso breaking Darryl Strawberry's record. Which one of those held on the longest?
Well, 61, we're counting that as the single season record, right? For baseball.
You're talking by team or overall?
No, each of those. I'm saying
So when did how long was it between Maris in 61 and whoever hit more than 61, which was McGuire in
30 years, 35 years?
The Yankees, what was it? The Yankees hit 242.
The Yankees hit 240 in 61.
Who broke that? The Mariners in like the 90s?
Or are you looking for when the Yankees hit more?
What was the longest length of the record standing is my point. Of all of those I just told you.
The team one. Probably the team one.
All right. I'll just tell you. It's actually the two individual ones. All right. So the team one, the 2000 Cardinals, hit 235 home runs. That record stood until 2019. So it was 19 years. All right. The 1961 Yankees hit 240 team home runs. For another team to break that record stood 35 years until the 1996 Baltimore Orioles.
The Orioles. Yeah. I knew there was a
Right.
team in the 90s that hit.
They hit 257 team home runs. All right. Roger Maris. So that was 35 years. All right. Roger Maris hit 61 home runs in 61. That record was broken by Mark McGuire
In
in 98.
98, okay.
And that was 30. So that was 37 years. And tied with the 37 years was Pete Alonso breaking
So
Darryl Strawberry's record. So yeah.
so when Darryl was done with the Mets was 37 years.
So
until
so you're
Alonso broke the record.
so you're talking Mets to Mets, all time to all time, and then team. Why do the Cardinals factor into this?
It's just it was on the list.
Oh,
I just
okay.
read it, so it's
Oh.
like
I'm confused, but I'm glad. I'm glad
Major
you
League Baseball team, the
spread it
Major League
out.
Baseball team, a single team's
Yeah, I
record,
gotcha.
a single person's record, and to the MLB, and then a single person's record to the team.
How many years until who has the most doubles in the history of the Milwaukee
I
Brewers?
could look that up right now.
I don't really care.
So there you
Yeah,
go. That was question of the week.
Yeah, that's it's almost like we have this propensity now, not we personally, but that's like the 27th double hit with 2 outs and a runner on third. That's a new major league record. Like what's why you just cherry picking circumstances where you're.
It's all about stats. It's all about stats. It's
you're like
fodder it's fodder for conversation on podcasts, but on broadcasts of the game.
Yeah, broadcasts. They bring up these ridiculous things that when's the last time this particular scenario happened?
And I hate whenever anybody's, and not just with the Mets or the Yankees or just any team. I hate it when the announcer says, well, he's up at bat and he never strikes out in situations like this.
Yeah.
And what happens right then?
A Yankees announcer would never be able to say that because they all strike out.
Yes.
The only last person you could say that about was like Tony Gwynn and Kirby Puckett. Rod Carew. I think even the best hitters strike out a ton now.
Yep.
Well, lately I've been seeing it was like Glavine and Smoltz and maybe
Smoltz was talking about it, right? Yeah. Pedro Martinez.
Talking about how they struck out Tony Gwynn like 3 times between the 3 of them.
Pedro was none, Glavine was twice, and Smoltz. I think there's 4 pitchers, and they each the total of like 3 or 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, I think Smoltz had 2. He goes, but I don't remember one of them. I only remember one. So, but we don't. There's nobody like that anymore. So, I wonder what though. Remember a number of years ago we had guys setting like every year the most strikeouts record was upped, and I don't know if that sort of trend has continued or we do have like the all or nothing guys like Schwarber or whatever, but it doesn't seem like there's as many of them now in the league.
I think that there's more people striking out than ever before.
Strikeouts overall are up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's just that the delta between the average and the top is it's not Dave Kingman-esque.
Right. Yeah, who was the guy that played for Philly? He was the first baseman who struck out set the record for most strikeouts in a season like 2 or 3 years in a row.
Oh, Ryan Howard?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. To me, that was the age of the all or nothing. But now teams win or lose. Now it's a team thing, right? Like the Yankees with home runs, win by the home run, die by the home run, and they're not the only team, obviously. But it used to be players, and now it's entire teams who can't seem to manufacture a run unless it's a ball going over the fence. So, but we do get to see a lot of. It seems to me many more plays of guys robbing batters of home runs. You see like 2 or 3 of them almost every day now, where it used to be. I feel like it used to be more of a rare occurrence, but that could be expanded coverage too. You can get the highlights from anywhere, but I don't know. All right.
Yeah.
What else we got for baseball? Well, anything else?
I'm good.
All right. How about we do a little over/under because it is baseball related?
Go for it.
It's nice. It's a nice quick one too. So.
Well, I've got no chance of losing this time.
Alrighty, over/under. So quick bit of history here. This is a bit of an odd one, but we all know who Pete Rose is. He died last September. March of this year, the President of the United States said he was going to pardon him of his tax evasion convictions from 1990 here. And in May of this year, he was taken off the permanently ineligible list by Major League Baseball after Rob Manfred met with the president, who has a couple of times said that Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. And there are other people who agree, and I'm one of them. You know, what he did on the field is not necessarily... Well, I kind of agree less since I've learned a few other things about him. But, so, of course, it's up to the Hall of Fame. It's not up to Major League Baseball. They don't decide. The Hall of Fame is a separate entity. But with baseball sort of clearing the way, they may, in fact, induct him one of these days. But Trump said he was going to pardon him for his crimes. So we have a little over/under on Donald Trump pardoning Pete Rose. And we're going to have to do it by date. And there's no half a date here. But so if there is a 7-game World Series this year, Game 7 will be on November 1st. So we're going to give Trump an entire day after that. So 12 a.m. on November 3rd is the over/under for Donald Trump to pardon Pete Rose. That's entirely possible he won't because he has forgotten about it already. Or maybe he will because he's grasping at straws to distract people from the Epstein files, and this might be something that he would try and use. So, will he pardon Pete Rose before or after the very beginning of November 3rd? JJ.
After.
So you're taking the over. Harry?
Taking the over.
It'll be after.
Over. Well, I guess I'll take the under.
Just for shits and giggles?
Just to be contrarian, yeah. So, yeah, that's it. Over/under. I think you guys are both right.
Yeah,
But,
he'll do it. He'll do it if he does do it. If he does do it at all, he'll do it before balloting and voting for next year's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I was also thinking maybe around Christmas.
Yeah, could be.
Because that'd be a great story, like pardoning the turkey at Thanksgiving or whatever. You could pardon
Right.
Pete Rose for pardon one disgraced athlete every Christmas of his presidency. So
right.
that is over/under. Nice and quick and short and easy
Nice,
peasy.
quick. There you go.
So little football next, maybe.
Yeah, let's do football. There you go.
All right, let's talk some football because the season is a couple weeks away, right?
Yeah, 3 weeks. 3 weeks from 3 weeks from Sunday. 3 weeks from 3 weeks from tomorrow is the kickoff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
The
before-
Thursday night start, which
The Thursday
I
night
hate.
start. Yeah.
And we've only got
Yeah.
3 preseason games this year, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
they- last week, this coming.
Yeah.
There's a week off, and then it starts. Yeah.
And who knows?
Labor Day week is off. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows if anybody's going to play their starters or how long or whatever. Certainly not the first preseason game, I don't think. But maybe the second game, I would think they might put the starting team out on the field for a little bit, and then the third game, of course, you don't want to risk anybody getting hurt. So
No.
I'm assuming we'll do the big football show in 2 weeks.
2 weeks will be
Which
the
will
big
be
football show. Yeah.
shortly before the season starts. And of course, we've got picks. We're going to be doing picks in a
Doing
more
our
traditional sense.
Prognostication, the
we'll be
unveiling
picking
of whatever
games
this
and-
year's the unveiling
It's-
of whatever this year's beaten by the coin theory is going to be. And
Yeah, well, we're gonna basically I'll make a graphic and we'll go over in the football show. But we're gonna all pick a game Each of us picks one game, including the coin, which we'll give the coin like the Sunday night game or the Monday night game. That'll be,
Right.
and then all of us will pick all 4 games. We're going to pick against the spread, and then I'll screw it up by adding some weird point system to it.
Great.
But I think it will make for a more competitive season. Although we have had some competitive seasons, but
We have.
no more team of teams, at least not for this year.
This
But,
is our sixth. This is our 6th year of football, of being by the coin type.
is it
thing.
this is so? What's the
this is- yeah, well,
breakdown?
we're-
2, 2, and 1.
2, 2, and 1. Yeah, I won 2.
You got Harry's one.
I won
too?
the first. I won the first 2, and then you guys went 1, 1, 1.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I would look it up if I knew where the records were. Either way, it should be more traditional and hopefully enjoyable. My main goal, Harry, is to make it unique and yet have you enjoy it. That's really. That's
And you
what I
better do
should-
something different.
I'm like 0 for 5 so far. But one more.
As long as like skill is actually part of it, then that
skill.
would be
Well,
great.
look, we're going to be betting against the spread, so there's skill in that.
That's hard. That's really hard, actually.
Yeah, and again, there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be some point incentives to pick whether you beat the spread is a certain number of points, and if you win outright and you're taking the underdog, that's a certain number. So it'll be fucked up like
Yep.
usual, but
Sounds like it'll give you something to do and many opportunities to miscalculate.
yeah, well, that's my ulterior motive is to screw you out of enough points that I can come in
Mhm.
second.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at least I'm consistent. So
That's right.
There you go. I have.
all right, so football. I know
Football.
we're gonna do the big football show. Real quickly though, who's gonna be better this year, Jets or Giants?
Giants.
God.
And not by much, mind you. I don't think the Giants are going to the Super Bowl, and the Jets are finishing with a 1-16 record. It'll
You
be
think
a
they'll
lot
both
closer
be
both ways.
close to 500, maybe?
Yeah.
Harry says no.
What's
Harry's
close?
not-
They're both. I think they're both going to be better than they've been the last couple of years, but they're going to be. They're still not going to be. They'll be.
Well,
they'll
would-
be competitive. Well, I mean, you think about
Would
it. too.
7
I mean,
and
we
10
talked-
would you consider that close to 500?
I would
Or do you have
consider
to go 8 and
7
9?
and 10. I would consider 7 and 10 broaching the average topic, right? Broaching the 500 realm of 500ness, if you will.
Would be an improvement for both.
It would certainly.
But
be an
Harry,
improvement for both,
Harry's thinking like, no, the Giants going to win 4 games again.
Jets play the Panthers. They play the Patriots twice, who are supposedly better. They play the Dolphins twice, then the Jaguars. No, neither team's winning 7 games.
All
We'll
right.
see.
Well, we will. Sorry, go ahead.
We will see. I mean, I don't know if any of you watched any football over the last weekend.
Oh, God. here
I
we
was in Boston, so I didn't really get to watch anything. I saw a couple of clips.
go. Jackson Dart's the best quarterback ever.
I didn't say that. I wasn't going there. I wasn't going to talk about the offense at all. He did show signs, but he's not playing this year. We know that. We know. Russell
Oh,
Wilson's
yeah.
the
Hey,
starting
who knows?
quarterback.
You never know with the Giants.
I don't. You might be wrong about that.
Well, we'll see. But what I was going to bring up is how really, really, really good the defense looked. The Giants' defense looked.
Yeah. And their offensive line looked a lot better. So, they, but it's preseason.
I know. Well, which brings me to my Just a Quickie, which we'll do when we
Oh,
finish
boy.
this. It's a preseason
Quickie.
Just a Quickie.
I'm done. I'm
Yes,
quick. I'm looking for quicker than quick.
Quicker than quick.
All right, just-
but on
so-
on
What, you
I
want
was
to
going
do?
to say on that we'll do it in a second. But on that
Oh,
note,
okay.
I
Okay.
was just going to say, Chris Sims, after the game on Saturday, stated that Abdul Carter is already the best pass rusher on the Giants. Do you agree with that?
Don't know. Haven't seen enough.
I haven't
He's
seen
a-
him, but
He looked pretty good in the one game.
Exactly. I wouldn't go as far as to say what Chris Sims said. I mean, he's probably looking for clicks at that point, but he's fucking good. I'll give it that.
there have been I would say small handful of people that I have seen quotes from that said this guy's the real deal, and he looks great.
He is good. He's going against linemen right now that might not be playing in the NFL.
No,
in a
that's
couple
not exactly
weeks.
true. He was
Yeah,
actually
it
going
is.
against.
Yeah, it is.
No, he was going against when he first came in the game. Things changed a little bit throughout the game, but when he first came in the game, he was going against Pro Bowl linemen, and he was pressuring the quarterback going against Pro Bowl linemen. He's a rookie. That in the beginning of the game, that's what it was. So
Who did the Giants play?
Bills. So, and the Giants won 30.
I think he's going to be good. I think he's a good draft pick. I think the Giants defense does have the potential of being really, really good, and that'll help them. It'll help them get back to an offense that can not have to dig themselves out of a hole all the time, which is going to help all of the 19 quarterbacks that they have in camp or whoever's going to play. Give them a shot to win some games. But the Giants have a tough schedule.
I didn't hear the quote, so I heard it like second or third or fourth hand from somebody reporting it on one of the sports shows. But they were saying that Micah Parsons went on record as saying that Abdul Carter is the best linebacker to come out of Penn State in recent past.
But is he the best podcaster to come out of Penn State?
Which means he's saying that he's better than him. Right. So.
Right. Well, look, what's going to happen with Parsons? That's an interesting question.
Right.
You know, maybe he wants to come to New York and play with the best pass rusher to come out of Penn State.
Maybe he does. We'll see.
I mean,
if he winds up on the Giants, he'll only be on the team that he should have been on in the first place.
Right. But I'm saying if you get him there and he stays healthy, then you might have a team where your offense really only needs to score 7 points a game in order to win a bunch of games. You could get to 500 with a bunch of 7-3 or 7-6
field goal and 2 safeties.
10-7. Yeah, right. or a touchdown, a mixed extra point, and a safety, and they get an 8-7 win. So,
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But yeah, we'll do the football show in a couple of weeks. So
we'll do it in a couple of weeks, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Make our
season predictions and prognostications and everything else.
Like doing the March Madness bracket.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the division winner? Who's going to be in the who's going to win the wild card? Who's going to go to the conference championship? Who's going to be in the Super Bowl? I don't know. It's August 29th or whatever.
Well, that's why we do it. It's just fun, right? We just pick it, right?
Yeah. Well, because we have to do it too, because the season will be starting before the following show. So,
right. Well, hey, none of us on last year's show, and I'll bring this up again in 2 weeks. None of us had anything right. Well, one of us had one thing right. Once
how miserable the Giants were going to be.
No, that's not it.
I mean, last 3 years, I've been within one or two wins of what the Giants' record was.
Yeah,
true.
I think I had it right on one year, and I was off by one last year.
Well, I'm gonna roll the die, and whatever comes up, that's gonna be my number. It's 1 through 6. That's it.
That's it. There you go.
There you go.
All right, so let's do just a quickie. Preseason trivia, just a quickie.
Let's do a little just a quickie. All right.
NFL preseason trivia, just a quickie. Here we go. All right. When I first put this question together, I was looking at some data, and I found out afterwards that it didn't go through till this year. It actually stopped. What I was looking at stopped in 2020. So we'll do it there. We'll do it to there. So we'll be fair, because a couple of things could have changed it. I didn't feel like doing the grunt research for the last 5 years. So we'll call it 15 years between 2006 and 2020. So 15-year span between those. That's
14,
years.
Isn't it? You were counting 2006.
No, counting 06 to 2020. Okay. Between those 15 years. How many teams that went undefeated in the preseason won their division?
Ooh.
How many teams that went undefeated in the preseason won their division?
1.
I'll say
All right.
14 years?
15.
15.
15 seasons. 15 years.
15 seasons. All right, I'll say 3.
Okay. Between 2006 and 2020, the 15-year span, 26 teams went undefeated in that span. Okay. Harry said 1 team. Radio Pete said 3 teams.
The real answer is none.
Was it 0? Oh, it was 2.
2.
So
Harry wins because I went over. I went over,
you
great.
went over. There you go.
We haven't even started shit, and I'm already losing to him.
There's
Congratulations.
2 teams. And on that note, I'll expand a little bit. Only 1 team since 1982. Okay, so 43 years. Only 1 team since 1982 has went winless in the preseason and won the Super Bowl. Only 1 team has went winless in the preseason and won the Super Bowl. Can you guess who that team was?
Since
Patriots.
when?
It's just a guess at this point, right?
Patriots.
No.
Wait, since when?
Since 1982. Only one
82,
team that
one team
went winless in the preseason, over in the preseason, and won the Super Bowl. Only 1 team did it.
since 1982.
I know it's not the Jets.
Yeah, we can rule them out.
It's not the Jets. It's not the Jags. It's not the
It's not the Lions.
I don't know. I'm going to say it's got to be maybe the Steelers or Giants. Those 2 teams could look horrible in the preseason.
I'll say the Ravens.
No. Wasn't the
No.
Ravens.
Just tell us.
It was only 4 years ago. It was the 19. It was the 2021 Rams.
There you go. You heard it
They
here
went
first.
winless. They went winless in the preseason and won the Super Bowl. That was it. Yeah. So since 1982. So that's a long time.
Now, wait, does that mean somebody did it in 1982, or that's just as far back as you went?
Well, 1981.
Which was who?
Who won the Super Bowl in 81 was the Raiders, right?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Football's weird because the season starts in one. It's like what year are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about the season, right?
Yeah, I know.
The 81-82 season. Or was it the 82-83 season?
Yeah, that's what I hate.
Exactly.
Stupid football.
Whenever I say anything, if I say 1982, I'm talking about the 82 season. So the Super Bowl was in 83. That kind of a thing. So it's always I don't. It's the Super Bowl for the year 1982. It wasn't the Super Bowl in 83.
All right.
So anyway, but whatever. So there you go. There's your first NFL just a quickie of the year. So there you go.
Not so quick, but nonetheless,
Well, it's
thank
all
you.
right. It was informative, so I like that. How about a little Are They For Real?
Let's do Are They For Real?
I got a short Are They For Real today, so let's get to that.
What is real?
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
Pretty sure none of that's real.
You're not real.
For real, for real, for real. Yeah. What is real?
All right. What is real? Are they for real? And it has many different meanings, as you know, on this show. We're going to start with a little bit of baseball. I'm going to get your opinion on what's real and what's not real. And I mentioned this, teased this, if you will, earlier. We're going to talk about the Yankees' September schedule. And there it is. 25 games, 13 against other AL East teams, and 12 against other members of the American League, such as the Astros and the Detroit on the good side, and the Twins, question mark. I think they're about 500 since the trading deadline, and they traded away everyone. And the White Sox, who stink. So we do have the 13 games for the AL East teams. And I'm going to ask you, where will the Yankees be more for real? And being for real means winning percentage. So will they have a greater winning percentage against the AL East in their 13 games in September, or will they have a greater winning percentage in their 12 games against the other teams in the AL that they play in the month of September? Now, they only need to win 6 to get to 500 in that one case, and they'd have to win 7 out of 13 to get to over 500 against the AL East. But they do have 7 games against Baltimore, although that's not necessarily a walk.
Right.
So let's start with JJ. Greater winning percentage against the AL East or other?
Greater winning percentage against the AL East, specifically because of Baltimore. You know, if you figure they pick up a game here and a game there on some other teams but lose the series, they'll pick up a lot of games on Baltimore. They have to go other AL teams. They got to go through Houston. They got to go through Detroit. They got to go through Minnesota and playing 500 ball. Yeah, they have the White Sox, but you know, I think they're going to have a better shot against the AL East to go 500 than the other teams.
Okay, Harry.
Tough one. I mean, you know, they're the Yankees, so they'll figure out a way to.
Right, you've got the 6, you know, tough games outside the division against Houston and Detroit, but Boston is coming on now, and Toronto obviously is good. So you kind of got that.
Boston and Toronto, they have not been good against. So let's say if they win 2 out of those 6 and lose 4, can they make it up against Baltimore? I think they do, especially towards the end with the White Sox tempt me, but Baltimore, they have to. I'm going to be optimistic about them, even though they suck. They got to have a better record against the AL East.
All right. Take the AL East. I will be contrarian, and I will take other. So, and listen, I like the fact that it's got those 7 games against Baltimore and the White Sox. Those are their last 10 games. So, you know, if they can get it together, they could go 8-2 or 9-1 through that span.
Yeah, Houston's playing. You know, Houston's up and down. The Yankees, I don't know. Let's hope they can beat up on Baltimore.
That's what you're hoping for. All right. Next up, Mikal Bridges of the New York Knicks. 4 years, $150 million.
Yikes.
So we're gonna say, if it's for real, is it a good contract? In other words, is it worth the money they're paying him? We saw what he did in the playoffs. He had some really good games. He sort of carried them through a couple of games early in the early rounds of the playoffs, but had some inconsistencies later on. So is he worth the money, and it's a contract that's for real, or is it not for real? And the Knicks, they signed him because they traded away the farm, 5 first-round picks and bogey, and they didn't get to the championship, so they kind of had to say, well, we sort of have to re-sign him because we traded away the store for him, and if we don't, then we look like idiots. So is this a real contract, and it's good, and he'll be good for them the next 4 years, or at least until they opt out in it or whatever? I don't know the exact terms. Or is it a bad deal, but they had to sign him because they gave away so much to get him?
Who first?
Let's go Harry first.
The answer is both.
Damn you, I was going to say the same damn thing I was going to say.
It's a horrible deal, but 4 years from now, it won't seem so bad. And he probably won't be around for 4 years. It's hard to find players like Mikal Bridges. And he's that second or third guy can be great on both ends of the court and can also disappear and frustrate the heck out of you.
Yep. Which he did, both those things in the playoffs.
Yeah, and so I guess better the inconsistency that you know than that you don't. I think you're going to see other guys around the talent level of Mikal Bridges start to get close to the same money. And I think the Knicks just said, hey, look, he's above average player. He's a borderline. Mikal Bridges has a slightly better season than he did last year. He's an all-star, potentially. And he's a good two-way player. He also can be a guy who disappears at times. And there's a lot of those kind of players in the NBA. Mikal Bridges is the Knicks version of Michael Porter Jr., only different skill set. He puts up 17.5 points and plays defense. It's the same thing. It's like sometimes to keep a guy on your team and to hope that you can build some chemistry, you got to overpay. And they did overpay, but it's not the worst thing in the world.
All right. Yeah, and listen, maybe in over the course of the next season or a couple seasons, maybe he fills in, got a couple holes in his game, but not glaring, and could be one of the big names on the team. All right, last up, who is less for real, Major League Baseball umpires or WNBA refs? It seems like they're in competition to see who can suck more. Johnny, why don't you go first on this one? Who's worse? Who's less for real?
You know what? I mean, just based on, what you hear from me all the time about the MLB umpires, you would think that I would definitely say that. And they're a damn close second, but it's definitely the WNBA refs.
WNBA, yeah. Harry, what do you think?
Both are pretty bad. I think that the Major League Baseball umps are not as bad overall. I think that a couple get bad ratings, but overall, I think they do a pretty good job. What really makes me curious about the WNBA is just the lack of fouls called. In the NBA,
right.
It's sort of the quick whistle, the ticky-tack fouls. And in the WNBA, and we all know certain players are just getting their head handed to them. And, I don't know. I think overall, let me put it this way. The worst of the worst are worse in baseball. Overall, the inconsistency is greater in the WNBA.
100%.
Yeah. The WNBA, it's keeping them in the news, but it's for negative reasons.
Right.
And that's, the WNBA is, they shoot themselves in the feet daily, in the foot, I guess I should say, daily with some of this crap that's going on. And of course, they've got the new negotiations for the CBA coming up. And, they're asking for a greater percentage of the revenue and all that. And, you still haven't made any money as a league. And you're beating up on the one person who's bringing the crowds, who's gotten injured, again, is injured right now again.
Yeah.
It's like it almost seems like a plan to try and self-destruct, although I don't think that's the case, but it's coming about from pettiness and jealousy and just this stubbornness to embrace what is getting you the press and the numbers and the people in the seats. So
yeah. I have an idea for the WNBA. I just want to throw it out there. I think you should have dildo night for every team. Okay. B, I think you should only be able to throw a dildo on the court if somebody has a double-double. And it should only be during a timeout or in between periods. And they should introduce a dildo Zamboni.
That's interesting.
Just some marketing. Adam and Eve would be happy to, sponsor this, and I'll take a percentage of the.
A dilboni.
A dilboni.
A dilboni.
Well, here's what I was thinking. I was thinking also embrace it. You could have contests, like the people could decorate their dildos, and you could have the crowd vote on, which one is, the prettiest, or which one is embodies the spirit of the team.
No, I'm telling you, if you want to get people out to the game, don't have bobblehead night, have dildo night.
Well, and here's my other thought. You know how they do the layup, the foul shot, the 3-pointer in the half court? Why not do it with a dildo?
Why not?
I mean, I don't want to go too far with it, but we throw hats. We throw hats and squids on the ice in hockey. I don't want anybody throwing things, but I think if you could control it and have it, then I think there you go.
There we go. So if that does happen, though, open up a Walgreens near where a WNBA team plays near you. Make
not an adult emporium, a Walgreens.
A Walgreens, yeah.
Hey, look.
Right.
I mean, look. People. We should normalize this, but we don't want people getting hurt. And
no. It shouldn't. Right. You have to
throw
stop
at
it
anybody.
going
Just
on.
throw it onto the court. Yeah.
That's right. You just don't want anybody getting hit in the head with a dildo, except maybe Dwight Howard.
There you go.
Yeah,
All
well,
right.
maybe that could be a contest. Put him on a
Maybe
chair
that
at half
is.
court and see who could hit him in the head.
See who can hit him in the head. There you go.
All right, Johnny, we got any hot takes today?
We do got hot takes, but I got one piece of news first before the hot
Okay.
takes.
Breaking news.
Breaking
All right.
news.
Kurt Loder of Get On With It.
There you go. So I have to make an announcement. For this year, maybe going forward depends what is said and discussed, but for this year, I am going to be a closet Bills fan. Okay? I will be rooting patiently for the Bills to win the Super Bowl, and I'll tell you why. All right, Miss Sydney Sweeney has made an announcement, and I'll read it. She said, "Let's be honest, she's from Buffalo area. She said, let's be honest, a Super Bowl win would be the ultimate reason to celebrate. If they win, you will definitely see me naked in full Bills glory, because this is my team, and I'll do whatever it takes to show my love."
Yeah, but I've seen Sydney Sweeney naked 4 times already today, so I don't need the Bills to win the Super Bowl.
Well, but what if she had Bill's body paint on? That would be...
No, I don't want body paint on her.
So there you go.
Well, I think that's a good reason, John. I think that's a good reason. And listen, you can also say it's a protest against the lousy refereeing in the championship game and other games, and the favoritism of the Chiefs, although that didn't extend to the Super Bowl. But
the Bills,
so
Bills
there's a legitimate reason besides on top of a perverted reason.
Let's think about this. Well, I was kidding, of course, but let's think about this.
No, you
for a
weren't.
sec. Well,
We're not.
no, I was kidding because
they're the only team from New York that has a chance.
I was kidding because
they're
of what
the only
Harry
team
said.
in New York.
You got to put on one of 4 movies, and you can see that whenever you want. But and it's not like I'm going to be there or see. Never mind. But regardless of that,
you never know.
But
you travel to weird places.
Maybe this is maybe this was done on purpose. Maybe she did this because she wants to entice some of these refs to not throw the games.
Oh, okay.
All right, and they're thinking, if we don't call these, we'll get to see Sydney Sweeney naked.
What do we know? Where does she live? Do we know that?
I don't know. I'm assuming she's from. Well, the Bills are her team.
She lives in Florida. That's where she's registered to vote. We also found out she's a registered Republican. So
there you go.
Well,
anyway.
then let's hope it happens, and then we get some good screenshots, and we'll make anti-Republican memes out of them. So.
There you go. There you go. All right. So there you go. So we got hot takes.
Let's do some hot takes.
Hot takes.
Hot takes. There we go. All right. We got 5 tonight. 5 hot takes.
All right.
All right, here we go. And you can answer them in any order. Just shout it out. It doesn't matter. For an excitement level.
Chaos reign.
Anticipation. Okay. Are you more excited in anticipation for the start of Major League Baseball in the spring, or for the start of NFL football in the fall, or summer, as it were?
I'll go first here. I'm gonna say baseball, because my team has sort of at least been in the running the last couple of years, and football, I hold slight grudges to mediocre grudges about how much they're screwing around with the game. There's some of that in baseball too, but not as much as football. And I don't like how I admire how they've successfully made the entire year about football, but I don't love it. So I will say, football is coming, and we all know it's coming. And I just kind of wait. I don't really follow it. I don't watch preseason games because of this show. Maybe I, follow a little bit of the news. But when it starts, then I'll watch. Not Thursday, though. I'll wait till the first Sunday as a protest. Yeah, more excited for baseball.
All right. Fair enough. Harry?
Also, the Jets suck. So
here's the thing. I think baseball is more ceremonial to me. And it's not, I love the start of baseball season, and it creates this long, drawn out sort of change in my rituals. Whereas football is much more pronounced, and it's just like the game. Football's more in your face, and you notice it more, and it's a more dramatic impact on day-to-day living because you got all these games on Sunday, and you know I can't watch all of them, so I might have to go somewhere to do it, and it's a Sunday morning, a Sunday afternoon, and a Thursday night, and you kind of feel it more. Whereas baseball, it's like, all right, I know it's there. I look forward to it. I enjoy it more. I follow it probably more. But football is more of a change, and an obvious change of season, and of, it's there. It's banging you over the head. And I enjoy it. So there you go.
There you go.
So I don't know which one's which.
All right.
Johnny, what about you?
Me, it's baseball. As much as I love football, and as much as I do, wait with bated breath for football to start. And I guess it's a little bit of that clean slate thing. Like the hope springs eternal in the fall too for me, with the Giants or for that matter. But you know me, I'm a football fan too, not just except for the Cowboys, right? But I do enjoy watching football. I do enjoy watching. You bust my chops all the time. Watch Good Morning Football, even in the off season. So there's a lot of anticipation, a lot of excitement on my end for football, but baseball does edge it out for me. It's like Harry said. I can agree with what he said. It's more ceremonial. That opening day, the opening day ceremonies, and must watch. And a lot of the spring training games and so forth.
Right. Certainly more entertaining before the actual regular season starts.
Right. It edges. Right. It edges it out for me. Just a bit, but it edges it out for me. So there you go.
All right.
Cool. All right. Same thing. Same excitement of anticipation of excitement. What do you look more forward to for college football? Do you look more forward to the beginning, like of the NCAA college football season, or do you look more forward to the bowl games? Like let's get to the beef. Let's watch what's going on. Are you more excited for it to all begin and to start watching college football, or for the end of it, the bowl games?
All right, I'll go first again. I don't really watch much college football, almost none, and as flawed as the system was in certain ways for us old guys way back in the day, when the bowl games were the bowl games and there was no playoff, and then the idiot writers decided who was the champion, that didn't bother me because it was college basketball or a college football. So it didn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't like, oh, this is a bogus system of deciding who's best. I mean, yeah, it was, but I didn't care because I don't really watch it during the regular season. But I did love New Year's Day when you would sit and you were, off from work, or most people were, or whatever, and you would sit and you would watch 3 or 4 or 5 bowl games, and the championship would be decided on that day, flawed though the system was. I don't like the playoff, and I miss my New Year's Day because now, I mean, they still have bowl games on, but they're meaningless with regards to the national championship. So now it's either and I don't have a team in the fight. I went to a Division III school who was very good at football when I was there, and so I don't have a Division 1A dog in the fight. I don't really care. I mean, I'll choose who I'm rooting for in the playoff based on whatever stupid criteria I have. The logo, whatever the color of their helmets. But I want my New Year's Day filled with football that decided the national championship back, even if it was decided stupidly.
Gotcha.
So I would say neither.
If you had to pick one of the two,
if I had to pick one, I'd say the end, because I will watch like the semifinal games and the championship game, of course.
Gotcha. All right, Harry.
The championships.
Yeah. All right. I'll be contrarian on this one. I like the beginning of it first. It's a new slate.
If you
While I
like,
enjoy the bowl games, I like it's still a little warm out. It's still summer, right? So
right.
and we're just starting to watch. We're getting into NFL starting, but we're watching some college football too. For me, it's the beginning of the season edges out the bowl games. I love them both, obviously, but it's the beginning of the season for me.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of college football, every Saturday is like bowl day.
Right.
Right? You could watch 4 or 5 games,
You could sit in front of a TV and watch 4, 5, 6 games all day into the evening.
Yeah. And you got picture in picture or whatever. You could watch, 8
More than one at a time. Yeah.
You can watch, 4 games times 3 times a day. So
that's it.
So it is. It's like Christmas every day if you're a college football fan.
Yeah.
Every
All right, moving on. Next one. Do you enjoy tailgating in the warmer weather at a Major League Baseball game, or tailgating in the colder weather at an NFL football game? What do you enjoy of those two? Which do you enjoy more? Warmer weather tailgating, getting ready to go and see a baseball game, or colder weather tailgating, keeping warm, getting ready to see an NFL game?
Well, I'll go first. That's okay.
Okay.
Harry. I'm a big fat guy, so I don't like the heat.
Okay.
That's number 1. Number 2.
That's why when you said it, I think you said frat guy. I'm like, I'm a big frat guy.
No. Number 2, when the Jets were still at Shea, my dad had season tickets for a long time. Even after they moved to the Meadowlands. And I have very fond memories because we owned a restaurant. We would go down and we would tailgate and we would grill steaks. And my mom would make pea soup, which is one of my favorite things. And so it was cold out, but we had hot soup and grilled steaks and stuff like that. Sure. And it was a really good time. And so I think I would take the cold and the good eats versus sweating it out on the hot asphalt of a parking lot. Maybe in the spring, I might call it 50-50. But once it gets above, say, 75 degrees outside,
once it gets above 50,
or 70 on a really sunny day, I'm not interested in hanging out.
But do you really tailgate for baseball?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I do it all the time.
I don't. There's no parking lots where I watch baseball. But where do you go now before you go to Coors Field? Because that I don't go anywhere. I go in the 3rd inning and leave in the 8th.
There you go. Yeah, but that
so you're like a Dodgers fan.
That bar that you love, that I fell in love with, that was a block or 2 away from Coors.
Yeah, but I never went. I never went there before games. I actually don't really go to.
You never went to El Chapultepec once before a game?
I may have, but yeah, I don't know. I think I hate both. I just get me into the game.
That's a good answer.
Get me into the game. I don't want to. It's already long enough. I don't need more social interaction.
You used to.
I don't need shitty beer and hot dogs on a grill with some guy who's decked out and fucking fully dressed like he's going to play the game, but looks like he's going to die of a heart attack any moment.
You used to like tailgating.
I used to tailgate because but it was a celebration of the fact that we may have gotten to the game on time.
Right.
Usually we were tailgating until halftime.
That's true. That is true. All right. So you don't like. So what's your answer to that? I just lost it. Just neither. You don't like tailgating at all.
Neither. I think that I go to more baseball games. So hanging out or doing something socially before or after a baseball game is probably more. Yeah, I'll take that.
All right.
Just because it's not going to Broncos games out here is like a complete nightmare. The other thing too is I don't usually drive to any of these games, so I'm like taking public transportation, and it's different than driving into that miserable parking lot in the Meadowlands. And being 7 miles away in 16E to and then you're in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing else to do anywhere. There is no bars or restaurants anywhere around there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, for me,
I think it depends on the context. Yeah, it depends on the context.
For me now, going up to MetLife, it's an hour plus. It's an hour trek up there and back.
Yeah.
But you gotta. I don't want to drive that hour and then get out of the car and run right in. So that's why it's even more pronounced. Even though even more than it was when we drove.
You're a classic lollygagger. You are a Hall of Fame dragger outer for the good. You're a social guy. You're going to talk the balls off a rhinoceros before the game and after the game. I'm not. Just get me in. Get it over with. I got 2.5 hours in me, and I don't want to make it 6.
Get in, get off, get out.
The only words I want to speak are hot dog over here. That's it.
No opening bands. No opening bands, no opening vans. I just don't want to hang out with a bunch of people. I mean, Sydney Sweeney tailgates before a football game, then I'm there.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, on that note, I do enjoy very much tailgating at baseball games, but for me, it's football. For me, it's definitely football. Tailgating football. All right. Next one. On the tailgating note, tailgating after a game. I think I already know Harry's answer to this, obviously, but tailgating after a game or just get the hell out of here and go home.
Yeah.
And mainly for traffic reasons, of course, too. Like you're going to leave as soon as the game's over. You'll be sitting in a damn car for an hour before you even get on the highway.
Yeah. I'd much rather go to a bar, have some food and a drink, wait out the lines for the, for the light rail or whatever it is. Standing at somebody's car. Oh, I just don't enjoy it.
I remember tailgating after a game with you and Scott and Chris. I think the 4 of us were there, and we were throwing a football around after a game.
I remember.
Until like 2 a.m. We're like, "What the fuck time is it? Let's get the hell out of here."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That was a long time ago.
It was.
I've changed.
Yeah, it's weird. You don't want to go throw the football around after a game?
No.
After being at the game for 6 hours? I would say
in Harry's defense, it was almost 40 years ago, but that's besides the point.
No, it can't be.
Listen, how short
you're only 35, so it can be.
How short is the list of things that you really want to do now that you used to do when you were
it's a lot
40 years ago?
It's a lot shorter.
I would say, look, if you got the chairs, you got the fold-out chairs, after the game, I'd much rather sit around for half an hour or whatever, waiting for the parking lot to clear out a little bit and have a beer at that point than I would go early and spend that time earlier. So,
fair enough. All right. And question number 5, the last top take of the night. Here we go. Which would you prefer? Your team getting to the Super Bowl but losing, or the Bills winning the Super Bowl and Sydney Sweeney celebrating naked?
Bills. Let's go Bills. Can we get Scorsese to shoot the reveal? I want some high def. I want some atmosphere.
Scorsese does a lot of takes too. Takes of the same scene, so I think that.
All right, get dressed to do it again.
Yeah. Put your shirt on. Now I'm going to shoot it from over here. I will take the Jets winning.
No.
They make it and lose.
They make it and lose.
Lose. Oh no. Then I agree with Harry.
The Jets or the Giants making the Super Bowl in any capacity would be the most shocking thing in the world this year.
Right.
And there's been a lot of shocking things.
All right. So there you go.
But yeah, we'll take the reveal, not the.
We'll take the reveal.
Get there and lose. Absolutely.
There you go. We're all in agreement. There you go. All right. Those are the hot takes for tonight. There you go.
All righty. All right. I got 3 in case you missed it, and then I think we can be out of here, right? We don't need to talk about anything else.
No, we're good.
So let's do that since we've been off for 2 weeks. There might be a couple things that you missed, as I always say, especially if this show is your only source of sports news, which God forbid that's the case. But
We feel bad for you if it is.
So we do, in case you missed it.
Here's what you missed if you missed it. We'll tell you all about it in case you missed it.
All right, in case you missed it, we talked about this earlier, but it's worth mentioning again. By the end of the trade deadline, the Twins had traded 10 of their 26 starters, which might be a record in the history of the Major League Baseball. And they shed about $26 million in payroll, I read, in doing so. The biggest, of course, was Carlos Correa going back to Houston. If you're a Twins season ticket holder, in my opinion, or you just bought tickets for games maybe in the future, I think you should get your money back. And I think you should still be able to go to the game. Because dumping nearly half of your starting squad, I mean, that's like sneaking out of Indianapolis with the Colts to go to Baltimore type of low rent. And I don't know who the owner of the Twins is, but he should be fired immediately. So I don't know if you guys want to weigh in on that, but that's a new one. That's a new one. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Hey,
you're not wrong.
They call Correa in and they go, "Yeah, we traded you back to Houston." And he goes out, "Okay." And then they call Griffin Jackson to the office and they go, "Oh, you've been traded to wherever." And he goes out. And then they call Lewis Varley. By the time you get to the fourth or fifth guy, like the whole team is going like, "What the fuck's going on here?" And he goes, Lewis Varley. You get to the team is going on here. Worried that they're going to get the boot, so.
Yeah.
Well,
At that point.
I mean,
by
they were.
the time you get to the fourth guy, they're like, "What the fuck's going on?" By the time they get to the seventh guy, they're like, "You know what? If this is happening, I'm glad."
Yeah, then you got
and
guys
then the
going,
eighth, ninth, and
please,
10th guys are like, me next,
please,
please,
please. Anyway, so there's that. Let me go back here. So, what else did I have here? Oh, yeah. Okay. So one of the things we discovered is the answer to the question that has been plaguing baseball fans for decades is how many Jacksons does it take to throw out a Kelly? So we're going to go to a game here between the Orioles and the Cubs at Wrigley. Don't know how many outs. Doesn't matter. Don't know who's at the plate. Doesn't matter. There's two men on. One of them is Carson Kelly of the Cubs, who is on first base. And let's pick up the action there. So there's a line drive off the ivy on the wall in right field. Played nicely by the Orioles right fielder Jeremiah Jackson, who scoops up the ball. There's a run scoring. He fires into Jackson Holliday, the second baseman, who is the son of, you guys want to guess?
Matt Holliday.
Matt Holliday, yeah, and the nephew of Josh Holliday. So he takes the throw and relays home a perfect strike to Alex Jackson. And there is poor Carson Kelly trying to score from first base, I believe it was, and he is out. So call that a 9-4-1 if you are scoring at home.
Yeah.
9-4-1, or if you want to be a little bit more creative, Jackson to Jackson to Jackson. Don't think it's going to be quite as famous as Tinkers to Evers to Chance, but there we go.
Jackson cubed.
Yeah. 3 Jacksons, 1 out. So
Three
you might have
Jacksons,
missed
1
that.
out.
Three Jacksons, 1 out. And also, last one is we had Jen Powell, the first female Major League umpire, made her debut over the previous weekend. A couple games in the field, and then she got behind the plate. And take a quick look here at how she did. I don't know if you guys followed this, but let's take a look at some of the highlights of Jen Powell's first game behind the plate.
You're ready. And here
First,
we
the
go.
first pitch. And that's
Joey
inside, and it's
Wentz
called a
first
strike.
From Jim Powell.
How about the Tigers?
That's outside, and that's a strike.
They haven't won it. There's Stowers.
That's outside, and that's a strike.
1-2 to Stowers.
And that's outside. That's strike
Outside
3.
the
Go
ball,
sit down,
strike
kid.
3.
Thanks for playing.
Fastball rings up Stowers, leading 3-1. Here's Otto Lopez.
That's down low. That's a strike.
And the cutter's a call.
There's a strike. Up just a
Borderline.
little bit. Borderline, they say. That one's outside. There you go. Sit down. She doesn't like Miami. That's in the zone. Nope,
Track
that's a
in there.
ball. Sorry. All right, that was a strike before, but that's a ball. That's in the zone. No, ball 4.
Could have been
Guess he
3-2
does like Miami.
instead. It's
Maybe.
infield.
And that's definitely a ball.
And here's Ozuna.
And that's
That
just
was
high. We'll
good.
call that a ball. And that one, maybe you might call it.
Ooh,
Looks
that
like
one
it
was
touched the
close
line.
on that corner.
Close on the corner, yeah. And ranked 13 out of the 15 umpires who were in action that day. So Jen Powell,
maybe she
She's
got
fitting
it
right in.
backwards. Maybe she got it backwards. Maybe she thought outside the strike zone's a strike,
it could be.
inside the strike zone's a ball.
Come on.
But
That's not right.
I think, Harry, what you just said, she's in mid-season form. I think she's ready.
Yeah.
She's ready.
She's ready.
So that is Jen Powell making her debut and fitting right in with the boys.
Can
And,
I say one thing about the umpires real quick? I'll keep it very, very quick.
Sure, go ahead.
Major League Baseball umpires need to. Their fuse is way too short these days.
Oh,
They're
my God,
they're
yeah.
tossing people way too quickly. Settle the hell down, buddy. Or lady.
Yeah, they're just actually I was gonna
Excuse
ask
me, sir, that was a strike. You're out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
was
like when
gonna ask you
when
guys-
Boone got tossed because somebody from the stands yelled something.
I was going to
No, it
ask you guys
happened,
before. The WNBA refs are terrible and they're getting pressed. Do you think Major League Baseball umps were like, "Hey, we're the biggest assholes in the officiating
Hold our
world"?
beer.
And
Hold
so,
our beer.
hold our beer. We're going to start throwing guys out for walking out to the mound. Did you say something? Did you, egging and goading players into
Right.
saying something. So maybe like I said, maybe they're in competition to see who's the worst.
You could be right.
But anyway, those are just some of the things you might have missed. And I think that's all I got.
That's all I got. You're right.
That's all I got.
Harry
And
was
on
ready
that
to
note,
go
let's have the
45 minutes
75
ago.
minute. Yeah.
Hey.
All right. So we'll be back in 2 weeks with the big football
Yeah.
show.
Yep, big football.
Now I got to
preview for 2
research
weeks.
football.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, and you gotta, maybe we'll communicate what the 4 pick games we're gonna pick are before the show, so that you can do research on it. Since we now have to pick against the spread and stuff.
Picking 4
Right,
games.
because that'll be the last show before the season starts. So
Right,
Yeah,
that's what I
there
mean.
you
We're
go.
gonna have to do week 1 picks.
yeah, the next show after that will be 3 days after the opening Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do picks every other week of the season, but that'll be enough. So.
Well, we'll do them in the middle like we normally do.
Oh yeah. That's right. We can post them.
Yeah.
All right. So
All right.
there we go.
Sounds
Good
good.
show. Good show.
Good show. Good 200th show.
Yeah, that's
Well.
right. Happy anniversary to us.
Happy anniversary to us. 200 shows. There you go.
Feels like
200.
about 300, but
We really don't know when to.
no one has ever accused us of being like figuring out what's good and what's not.
What's not
We
right?
just carry on.
We
Right.
just get on with it. That's all.
Oh, and hey, we got before we go very quickly, we got
There you
Vanessa Kitty,
Hey,
who says
Vanessa.
hi,
Hey,
Vanessa.
Vanessa.
and I said hi VK, and then Polar Knights chiming in about 10 minutes ago saying, "I love this show. It is every stage of beard growth." As a barber.
Is every what?
As a barber, I love the show. It is every stage of beard growth. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
I love it. Vanessa was commenting on the beer podcast last night too. Vanessa, thanks.
All right, so thank you, Vanessa, and thank you, Polar Knights. Welcome aboard, and we hope you'll stick with us. And listen, I will maybe for the next show I might do my stubble shave, so we'll have even a little bit of a different there. So tune in 2 weeks, Polar Knights. You might get to see a fourth stage of beardism. So
we'll definitely work on that. Definitely, absolutely.
All right. Until then,
excuse me.
Bless you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bless
everybody.
you too.
Good night.
Thank you all for watching. For those of you listening to the audio podcast, a passel of thanks for listening. You're all really swell. Visit our website at www.getonwithitpodcast.com. Once again, that's getonwithitpodcast.com. Like us and follow us on all our social media. Go to Instagram, Facebook, and X and search for the Get On With It podcast. All of our shows are available on YouTube on the Lager Room channel. Just click the live tab to reach the show archive. The video podcast goes live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook every other Wednesday at around 7:30 Eastern Time. You can find the audio podcasts on our host, Spreaker, as well as your favorite platform. If you haven't already, quit your dilly-dallying and subscribe so you will never miss a show. Thanks again for joining us. Have a great rest of your week and watch lots of sports. For the boys, this is Harry Hansen saying, see you in a fortnight.